right, that is it. I am back. We are back after hours, Saturday night, December the 17th, 2022. We're coming up on the end of the year. What a year it's been. And I wanted to, for myself and to share with the Sports Cards Live audience, go through and just sort of enjoy the process of, going through all the pickups of the year. I wonder if you guys do this too. You go through your year, you look at everything you picked up, if you are a collector, and you just kind of rank them or try and figure out what were your favorites. What was your favorite pickup of the year? What were your top 10? What were your top 15? I saw one person put out his top 55 pickups of the year. I don't know where you get 55 from, but hey, nothing wrong with that. Maybe you had 55 favorite pickups for the year. So I did 22. I thought, you know what? The year is 2022. We'll go with the favorite 22 of 2022. And then next year I can do 23. And the year after that I can do 24. So, it's going to get longer and longer every year. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, I thought, top 22 of 2022. Of course, you can't stop there. So, of course, I'm going to show a few more cards. I have a few sort of honorable mentions. And, they're great cards. So many cards that I picked up that I love that are just didn't make it. Just didn't either I forgot that I picked them up this year, or because how do you even remember what you picked up? It depends how you store and how you organize things, but you go through I go through my eBay purchases for the year, I go through my ComC purchases for the year, my PWCC purchases for the year. I try and go through some of my notes from card shows, and then I think about just the direct deals I've done as well. And with card shows, it's tough because not everything is remembered. So, but I think I did a pretty good job. I've got right here a stack of, this is 25 cards. So my top 22 and my 3 honorable mentions, which I did put up on my Instagram today. A couple other cards I'll show because I just will. I had a ComC delivery yesterday. 3 cards came in. I'll show those to you guys. Maybe I'll just go to some comments, let a few more people come in. Justin Vic, what's going on? Thanks for coming back. We will see some outstanding hockey cards, but what we will not see tonight are outstanding vintage hockey cards. I can't think of a single vintage hockey card that I acquired in 2022. And it's really because my collection is pretty complete. There's a few cards I still need for my C55 set from 1911, C57 set from 1912, but I'm down to the commons. I don't need any big ones, so I don't know that those would have even made the list to this year. I think my vintage hockey collection is pretty complete. I could upgrade here and there, but I'm not going to. I like the cards I have. They were all bought with purpose, so I don't upgrade just for the sake of upgrading. I'm not going to upgrade a PSA 5 Jean Beliveau for a PSA 7 Jean Beliveau. I tried to do that one time. I actually acquired a 7, ended up selling it and keeping the 5 because I like the 5 better. I think it really, it's not about the holder. It's about the card that you love. And so that's the way. That's why you won't see any vintage hockey, Justin Vic, but you will see what I consider to be some outstanding hockey cards. But we're going to see cards from each of the 4 major sports. I don't think there's going to be anything outside of those 4. Dimension Collectible says, I saw more hockey cards today at the Premier Show in Southern California than I've ever seen. That's really cool to hear. I saw a post somewhere on Instagram, someone's story saying way more inquiries about hockey cards than they were expecting. Maybe that was you, Dimension. I don't remember, but that's nice to hear that there's a lot of interest in hockey right now. The Loud Collector, what's going on, pal? Hope everyone, good weekend so far. And Alex is here. Joe Sakic, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Howdy as well. So before I dive into the top 25, I'll show you the cards I got in from ComC. They just came yesterday, I guess. And so they're 3 hockey cards. The first one, it's still got this little slip of paper in it that ComC puts in. So I can't even read what year this card is from until I pull that out. So I'm going to pull that out of here. then I'll show you guys. So, you know, they have these little pieces of paper that go in their inventory control. So this first card I bought on ComC. This is an O-Pee-Chee Platinum. This is the Seismic Gold. Adam Fox, who is a very good offensive defenseman for the New York Rangers. This is numbered 28 of 50 on the bottom there. And I grabbed it because I think it's going to look awesome in a tag slab. I'm going to definitely submit it to tag. And I just think Adam Fox has something going on. So plays for the Rangers. And, of course, Seismic Gold, O-Pee-Chee Platinum, like music to my ears. So I grabbed this off of there and took delivery of it. The second card I grabbed was also O-Pee-Chee Platinum. This is from 2020. So 2020 O-Pee-Chee Platinum. This is a 1-of-1 Golden Treasures of Brady Tkachuk of the Ottawa Senators. So this is your superfractor version as far as hockey goes. And this is the Brady Tkachuk, Ottawa Senators. I think I'm a fan of Matthew Tkachuk. Unfortunately, he got traded away from my Calgary Flames to the Florida Panthers, where he is outperforming Jonathan Huberdeau, who we got back. But we'll see how that goes in the long run. But in any event, his brother Brady plays for Ottawa. And I thought for the price I got it for, it's not a rookie year superfractor or Golden Treasures, I should call it, but it's still a really cool card. So happy to add this. And then the last card I got on ComC was 2020 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection. This is an RPA numbered out of 99 of a player. You might have heard me talk about him a little bit because this is my favorite goaltender in the NHL right now, who I think is going to have a long, I mean, barring injury, of course, and all that, I think he should have a long, stellar career. He totally impressed me in the playoffs last year, and that is Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars. So I bought this one on there because there were a few of them. I thought it was underpriced, but also I was looking on eBay completed listings as well, and I saw a whole bunch of these cards that had patches that weren't quite as nice. Now, Jake Ottinger's cards have been targeted to with fake patches, but the reason why I think that this one is not fake or modified is because it was on ComC. I believe this to be an ePack pull direct to ComC. So at least I hope it was. I can't verify that, but that's my hope. But nice on-card autograph, nice 3-color patch, different from the other ones I'd seen, and out of 99. So those were the 3 cards I got back from ComC this past week, right there. But let's have a quick look at the comments, and then I'll get into my top 22. Albert Jones, good evening. I hate these shows. Thanks for joining. Andrew Mark says, I missed 97 Jordan insert at $400 and paid $580 a few months later for the same card. Sorry to hear. What's up, Mitch? Good to see you. Says, I need a Matthew Tkachuk Florida Panthers jersey, the Cats. Loud Collector says, big fan of that Brady Tkachuk. Thank you. Thank you, Loud Collector. Darren, what's going on? Missed the show earlier. What a day of football, right? I didn't watch any. Was today's Saturday, isn't it? Is today football day? What was going on in football today? Lots of games? I'll have to check my phone. Jason Pringle makes the show. Good to see you, buddy. Glad to have you as always. And Jason, always love After Hours. Great content. Keep it going. Thank you, Jason. Greatly appreciate that. I realized this is actually the 75th episode ever of After Hours, and I just haven't. I don't do them as often. I just don't have the stamina I had in 2021. But we do them when we can. So thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. Al G, always good to see my buddy Al. Jordan James says, do you think patch cards will lose value over time due to the inability to verify their authenticity? I think so. Yep. Mitch says the Vikings, what? They blew a 33. How do you blow a 33-point lead? Wow. Okay. That is a day of football then. Thanks for, thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Alex. The Colts blew the lead. Wow. Oh, the Colts blew the lead. Not the Vikings. The Colts blew the lead to the Vikings. Okay. That's good. I mean, coming originally from Winnipeg, the Vikings were kind of one of the teams that the Winnipeggers were a fan of. And while I don't really claim to be, my father's a Vikings fan. So happy to see that for him at least. All right, guys. Mitch realizes, got that mixed up. All right, so I'm going to start with my honorable mentions of this would be cards number 23, 24, and 25 that I picked up, and I'm just going to kind of go through and let you know the story. So the very first card I'm going to show, honorable mention, is this Jerry Rice rookie card right here, 1986 Topps. This is a PSA 9, and it's got an NBA sticker. It looks like I don't know, I think it's a silver. I don't really know what that means, but I know it means something good as far as eye appeal goes. It also has the PWCC above average sticker, so it's a 2-sticker card. I bought this card from a table at the Burbank show. No, sorry, at the Del Mar show. At the Del Mar show just a couple of months ago, and the Union Marketplace show at Del Mar. This is a card. I had owned a copy of this before, but I sold it. I sold it in 2016 when I bought this house that I'm in right now. And it's a card that I always wanted to get back. It's a card that I was never in a rush to get back. There is no shortage of Jerry Rice rookie cards out there, so I wasn't in a rush to get it. But when I saw this copy at the Del Mar show, and it was the vendor, I believe it was Coffee and Cards. Something was coffee in their name. I don't know if it was the LCSs out of LA or another brand that uses the word coffee in their name, but I bought it from them and I got a great deal on it. Like, they sold it to me for less than what your average PSA 9 would sell for, never mind the fact that it has 2 eye appeal stickers on it. So I grabbed it. I thought now's the time. I'm going to pick it up. I love the card. I have a painting of this card coming to be hanging in my wall just outside that way. So I had to have it. Anyway, there we go. Honorable mention number 25. And Justin Vick says, glad to see an 80s card mention. I'm glad you like that. Thank you, Justin Vick, because the next two are not 80s. The next card I will show you, I picked this card up at what they call the Anti-Expo in Montreal. That show is being renamed and is coming out. They'll be again next year, but my buddy Andre got involved there. So the old Anti-Expo show in Montreal, I bought this there from a guy named Steve. This is a 2007-8 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection, Wayne Gretzky, premium swatch, numbered out of 25. And listen, I mean, at first glance, this is, look at it. It's like this color here. What is that, mustard? Like, it's not a nice color for a card, but this has grown on me so much. I just love looking at this card. I love that you have the full body shot of Wayne Gretzky. You have a nice, big, game-worn LA Kings patch. I do like Ultimate Collection and silver premium swatches. So I bought it, and I just love the card. It's a card that I love to look at. So here we go. I bought it. I love it. Card number 24 of the year. Honorable mention number 2. And the last honorable mention, which would be I guess if I'm ranking these, would be my 23rd favorite card. You'll notice, I think I called this show my top 22. What does top mean? Is that your most valuable? Is that your, just, to me, it was my favorite. These are my favorites in order. The value is they're not ranked by value at all. These are ranked by my favorite. So again, here's the last of the honorable mentions. I really have been into these, and not all of them. I don't need the whole checklist, but these Cup Rookie Patch Auto tributes. Brett Hull. I mean, if you know hockey, you know that Brett Hull was the Connor McDavid of the late 80s, early 90s, when he scored like 70 something goals one year, maybe 80 one year. I'm sure someone can fact check me on that, but he was the elite goal scorer of the end of the 80s, early 90s. And I mean, when I had a card shop in the early 90s, we did a promotion. We had the curb sign and everything. And the promotion was spend $10, get an entry to win a Brett Hull O-Pee-Chee rookie card. That was the hottest card in the day. I'm talking 1991. That was the hottest card going. And anyway, I have good memories of Brett Hull, watching him play, selling his rookies in the shop, giving away a rookie card in the shop and all that. And this, to me, is just such a beautiful card that kind of, it kind of connects the players of the 80s to the cards of the 2000s. And I love this. I love the patch. I love the autograph, and it's numbered out of 10. And this card actually came out in 2014-15. So it came out in 2015. And those are my 3 honorable mentions. And the funny thing about this list is you'll see is that I made the list the other day. Like I took out the cards, I put them in order, and then today as I went through them, I moved the order around. So this order can change day to day. Like there's no doubt about that. This order is not something that I'm going to hold myself to. But before we get to that, Skeppy says the silver sticker means it is a premium example of the grade. Doesn't mean it should be graded higher, but it could be. And what Skeppy is talking about is this silver MBA Mike Baker authenticated sticker that is affixed to the outside of this PSA slab. And it does also mean that PWCC corroborated that opinion and put one on there as well. So those are my honorable mentions. Let's get to the top 22. Thank you, Loud Collector, Clean and Symmetrical Gretzky. Thank you, Chris. Card number 22 of 2022 for me. And Mitch, you're going to like this one, I think. Happens to be a 2005-2006 Upper Deck the Cup scripted swatches, which would not make it into my list, but for the fact that it is Jean Beliveau. Jean Beliveau does not have very many memorabilia pieces. And this is from an all-star jersey. I believe he has this card. There's 25 copies of it. He also had an emblems of endorsement. And I think that's about it. Very tough to find a nice piece of his memorabilia. I love the all-star jerseys. I have a few pieces. You're going to see a couple more pieces in this stack of all-star memorabilia. So again, first year of the cup, beautiful card. Yeah. Oh, Mitch says he has an honorable numbers out of 4 as well. That would be a beast of a card. So in any event, there you go. Card number 22 of the year for me as far as my favorites go. Oh, where did I get this? I bought this card from a gentleman named Mike, also known as Holy Goalie on Hobby Insider. He had 4 copies of this card, and I picked up one of them, and I think he's sold out of the rest of them by now. So I think I know where they are. That would be card number 22. Card number 21. This card, I'll just show it. We'll just show it. Boom. Sidney Crosby. This is 2015 Ultimate Collection. Autographed jumbo materials. This is a nice 3-color. That is yellow right in there in the triangle. You got some of the penguin stick. On-card auto. Only 5 copies of this made. You can see right there. This is number 4 of 5. This card I picked up. I bought this from Grant Patterson. I bought it from him at the Edmonton Expo earlier this year. I forget when that was. That in June, I believe. I bought this from Grant Patterson at the Edmonton Expo, the first Edmonton Expo actually ever. It used to be called the Summit or under different management, but now it's the Expo. This is my 21st favorite card of the year. This is a card that I had to have when I saw it. I just loved it. Nice big game worn patch on nice tight little on card auto there. Very nice card as far as my taste goes. Here we go. Some comments. Thank you guys. Mitch says, how can this be number 21? And again, these are my personal favorites, not value. You'll see some cheaper cards coming up later, I'm sure, or less value that cost me less. Thank you, Albert Jones. Thank you, Nick Martelli. Justin Vick, this is going to be a good list. I like this list. I'm going to tell you, they're my cards. Of course, I love them. Grizzly Silver, what's going on? What's the Sid card worth? I don't know. I don't know what this card is worth right now. Probably less than I paid for it. I bought it, 6-7 months ago. I don't know what this is worth. But if anyone out there wants to take any stabs at it, I'd be happy to look at them. Nick says, over-under on hockey pickups. There are some non-hockey in here, but it's going to be probably the majority hockey. Facts sakes, hey, what's going on? You've been looking forward to this. Glad you made it down. All right. The next card, and I have to remember what number I'm at because I didn't number them. So this is 22, 21. The next one is card number 20. My 20th favorite card of the year is this right here. Dale Howardchuk, emblems of endorsement from 2017, the Cup. Numbered out of 15. And this card, there's a special reason why this is a favorite. And I'll be honest, otherwise it might not be one of my, it might still be actually. But that reason is that this card was gifted to me as a present from a viewer of the show Someone happens to be local as well. I think that's a coincidence, but I want to thank that person again for this. And I have a lot of Dale Hawerchuk, the Cup cards, and I did not have a copy of this. I have other years of emblems of endorsements of Dale Hawerchuk's, but I did not have. And if you wonder why Dale Hawerchuk, because if you haven't heard me talk about him before, I grew up with him being my favorite player, but then Teemu Selanne became my favorite player. And if you look right there, you'll see a whole Hawerchuk nameplate. Those are all, that's the full name out of the cup. And so, again, as this was a gift, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, it's a favorite of mine for sure. Dale Hawerchuk emblems of endorsement. All right. Card number 19. It's a great card. 2016 Upper Deck, the Cup. I just see Skeppy's comment below. Connor McDavid. This is your base patch gold auto or auto gold game used patch on card autograph. And I picked up a couple of other Connor McDavids this year that are kind of like this, patch autos, 3 colors and all that. But I just love the aesthetics of this card here. I don't mind a small patch. Size matters, but it doesn't matter that much to me when it comes to patch windows on hockey cards. I like a nicely designed card with where the patch window isn't huge. Like, of course, I love a bigger patch window like this one here, one of my honorable mentions. Of course, I love a bigger patch, but when the card is designed well and the patch is literally like this one, I wouldn't want it any bigger. I want as much of a picture of the players we have there, a decent spot for the autograph, you know, the cup logo right there, the player's name. I just love this card. This card I got at the Mint Collective in Las Vegas earlier this year. I got this from my buddy Stefan, SYP. Some of you may know him. I think this was a cash trade. I forget how I got it. Maybe cash trade. I forget what the proportion was there, but that's when I got this card. And that was card number 19. I'm going to start forgetting these. I should write them down. I'm going to write down. That was number 19. Right? Where did I put these? Here we go. All right. 22, 21, 20. Yeah, number 19. We're on to card number 18. Before I get to that, I'm going to go to a couple of your comments here, guys. Thanks for being here. Great turnout. Appreciate that. Nick Martelli says, awesome colors on those patches. Thank you. Grizzly Silver about Hawerchuk, such an underrated player. Yeah, he never won a Stanley Cup, but he's a Hall of Famer. He was basically like, you know, if it wasn't for Wayne Gretzky, he might have been one of the most remembered players of the 80s. I always forget how to say Stabler will be on this list. I can just feel it. He won't be, Skeppy. And I've been told 100 times how to say his name. I still don't remember. Nick Martelli, Lord have mercy. Security says loud collector. Justin Vick, Upper Deck does the patch right. They sure do. Jeff McMahon, yep. I liked Hawerchuk too. And Nick says, Jeremy, do you see yourself grading these or just leave raw? I have really no intention of grading any of these cards. Maybe, you know, I mean, of course, when Tag can start to do thicker cards, I would grade them with Tag, but no, I would not grade them with anybody else. All right. Next up, card number 18. This card is graded. It's graded by BGS, Beckett Grading Services. Not a hockey card. This is a football card. This is Jerry Rice. I believe him to be like, you know, this is from when I was watching football. Joe Montana and Jerry Rice winning Super Bowls. You know, and I love essential credentials. And I love 90s inserts, and I love rare, scarce cards. This card is numbered on the back out of 67. You can see right there. I think you can see right there, numbered 39 of 67. There it is. Anyway, I have a Frank Thomas of this card as well. And I think that, and I also have a Peyton Manning. I think they just go so well together. And I love this foil with the shadow coming off it right there. I think it's like, this is the 1999 EX Century Essential Credentials Future Jerry Rice. There's also a now version, which would be out of probably a smaller number. If this is out of 67, the now is probably out of 30 something or 40 something. But I love this card. I picked this one up And I'm putting together a pretty nice 90s insert Jerry Rice collection to go with my Ken Griffey Jr. collection, which goes with my Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal collection. You can see where I'm going, you know, GOATs, great players, best at their position, that kind of thing. So anyway, I picked this one up. This came from a guy named Sean, who was actually a guest host on my PWCC live show a couple months ago. I bought this off of Sean this was at the Del Mar show. This was a cash trade deal. And it's funny because I didn't realize until we'd done the deal, but I almost bought a card from him, the Shaquille O'Neal, same version, Essential Credentials at the Mint Collective, but it was just more than I wanted to spend on it, so I didn't buy it. And then we did this deal, and then we realized that, hey, you're the guy that I didn't buy the Shaq from. But I love this card. And that was card number 18 of 22. What's up? Hockey Cards Up. Good to see you. Nick I wish they still made cards like that. Yep, so do I. So do I. And Martelli says, I think from 96 to 99, some of the best years for awesome designs and card graphics. No, that's not, you don't think that, Nick. We know that. We know that. That second half of the 90s, I call it the creative era. I mean, it's a trove of treasures that you can still find. Because that's the one 5-year period of this hobby that I wasn't like all in full time in the hobby. And I'm still discovering some new cards. That was card number 18. On to card number 17. I have a bit of a story behind this one. Before I get to it, very quickly, Skeppy says, back in the day, collectors wanted running backs and receivers before quarterbacks. Jerry Rice was absolutely at the top of the list. Yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hockey Cards Up says, I know what number 1 will be, I bet. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do, Hockey Cards Up. It might be in the top 3, but I don't know if it's going to be in the number 1 spot. Let's see if anyone can guess my number 1 card. I don't think oh, you might be able to, but I hope you don't. Please don't guess, actually. Okay. Card number 17. Boom. Reggie Jackson, 1969 Topps rookie card. This is in a holder that says X Mint Plus. It's a PSA 6.5. I love the Reggie Jackson rookie card, guys. And here's my story behind it. So just like I sold the Jerry Rice card back in 2016, I also sold my original Reggie Jackson rookie card. I had a PSA 8 of this card. I had it for years. And I sold it. I sold it just before the boom. Sold it to my buddy Andy. I think he's even moved it, whatever. I'm over it. Doesn't matter. But as soon as I sold it, I realized I want that back. I want a copy of that card back. This card is really hard to find well-centered. So I knew, but again, it's one of these cards that you can get anytime you want. There's lots of them. But if you find the right copy, you know, maybe you just grab it. And that's what happened here. I bought this at the National in Atlantic City this year. I bought it in like the last hour of the show. I hadn't seen it yet. I'd looked at a couple others, but I was looking at it, and I don't know if you guys can see just how well centered this thing is, but it presents like a mint, a near mint. Like it presents a lot higher than a 6.5. Now, when you look at it under magnification, the corners do have a little bit of wear. So, but it, you know, with the white borders, you can't really tell. So for me, I'm like, this card is absolutely gorgeous. And I got it at a good price. And I had a hard time not putting this higher up on my list. That's how much I love this card. And also because I let it go. And I kind of felt like I broke up with it or something. And then it's like, that's a card I should never have let it go. And when I got it back, I was just so happy. It's a different copy, but I almost like this better than I like my 8. And that's the thing about, you know, some grading. Sometimes the technical grade is not like the card just presents so much better in a lower grade. That'll happen sometimes. And that was the case here. So super happy to add in to reacquire a Reggie Jackson 69 Topps rookie in beautiful condition. Yeah, I love this card. I'm also having a painting of this one done too to go with the Jerry Rice. All right, card number 16. So this is a card that, and again, I'm just going to show them and then talk about them. So this is a 2014 Upper Deck Masterpieces, which had several parallels. This parallel is called the Black Framed Leather Prime Memorabilia. Again, black framed, leather prime memorabilia. This is a memorabilia parallel set to the base, which has game used memorabilia in each of the cards. Now, the base set, I think, is 160 cards. This parallel set is 153 cards, meaning to me, 7 players they just didn't have memorabilia for, so they didn't add them in. They couldn't make cards of them. So there's a few holes in the checklist. I don't care. I know the checklist for this is 153. I've been collecting this whole set going on about 9 years. Well, when did this set come out? It came out in say no, not 9 years. I've been collecting this set since about 2016. So 6 years or so, just maybe over 6 years. And this is the high numbers, like the last 10 or 12 cards are all out of 15 and they have this design. The lower numbered cards have a different design, but these are all out of 15. The other ones are out of 25 or 35. And this card eluded me. It's the Gretzky. It's got an Edmonton Oilers 3-color patch, game used. Tough to find that. I missed purchasing a copy of this at an Edmonton Summit show a few years back for like $300. Didn't buy it. Went back to the table. It was gone. I was so mad. It's like, I need one. I'm doing the set. I'm now 11 cards short of the 153 card set. So this was a big card to get. It showed up on eBay one day and the listing was terrible. I think it just said Wayne Gretzky card or something like that. And so I made an offer and the guy accepted it and I paid, and I thought to myself, there's no way I'm getting this card. This looks like such a fake auction, but I have to take the chance and I'll be protected by eBay anyway. So anyway, funny enough, I get a direct message on Facebook or Instagram like the next day from the seller saying, hey, you just bought my card. It's going to go out tomorrow. I'm like, that was you? I'm like, I didn't say, I should have said, what was the crappy eBay listing? But in any event, I guess I was thankful for that. And I got the card. It came very safe and sound. And it's kind of like the crown jewel of, or I would call it probably the toughest and the best card out of the 153 card set. So I needed it. This isn't a want. This one was a need. And it's coming in at card number 16 of the year for me. And yeah, I love it. All right. Thanks for sticking through that with me, everybody. Jason Pringle, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson is a legend. Skeppy said the number 1 card is probably the exquisite Gretzky rookie flashback patch auto. Skeppy, that was bought in 2021. So that is not the number 1 card. That's not even in the pile. Alf says, my, of course, favorite pickup of 2022 is number 22, Mike Bossy with an auto. Congratulations on that. Nick Martelli says the quality of that card with the leather top, it's not real leather, but it's made to look like leather, but it's still really, really cool. Loud Collector says any Gretzky is a great purchase. The black and white portrait with a color patch. Yeah, I love it for sure. David G, good to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Hockey Cards Up, and Alf as well. All right. That was number 16. We are now on to card number 15. Teemu Selanne, my all-time favorite professional athlete. This guy right here. Why? Because I'm from Winnipeg originally. He played his rookie year and the next 1.5 seasons for the Winnipeg Jets. I was at every single home game that he played in while he was there. I mean, maybe I missed 1 or 2 in his 3rd year. And this is a 1-of-1 Upper Deck Premier card, on-card auto, game used patch. As you can see, the patch is just ridiculous. It says duck, from the word ducks, but it's just got a really nice overall look to it with some foil. This card I bought from a wicked guy who brought it to me at the Edmonton Expo this year. And we did actually, I got this and some money back for a card that I moved to him. It was a dual Obsidian Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner patch auto out of 10 or 5, I think 10, maybe 15. I don't remember what it was out of, but I got back this and some money, and it was just a great trade. I love Teemu Selanne. You can see his jersey right there. I should know which way to point. It's right over there. And anyway, that right there is card number 15. My biggest player collection is Dale Hawerchuk. I have probably 300 or so cards of Dale Hawerchuk, maybe a bit more. But my favorite player is Temu, and I don't have that many of his cards. Like my Temu PC is maybe 30 cards, which is it's something, but it's not huge. I don't collect everything. I only want very specific cards. So in any event, this one definitely made the cut. All right. That was number 15. We are moving on. I think I got to reconcile that really quickly. I'll do a quick recap for people who have just joined us. Card number 22, Jean Beliveau scripted swatches. Card number 21, Sidney Crosby autographed jumbo materials. Card number 20, Dale Howardchuk emblems of endorsement. Card number 19, Connor McDavid auto patch from the Cup. Number 18, Jerry Rice essential credentials. 17, Reggie Jackson rookie. 16 was this Wayne Gretzky. And 15 was Teemu Selanne. We're on to card number 14 now. Card number 14. I don't have many cards of this player, but he's a guy. He's a great player. He's an all-timer. He's a Hall of Famer. He is Peter Forsberg. This is an Upper Deck the Cup NHL collection card, on-card auto. Beautiful, beautiful 4-color patch with silver, maroon, white, and blue. Numbered out of 10, 3 of 10. So this card came by my booth at Expo in Toronto just last month. I didn't make a play for it, but I loved it. And then the guy who had it reached out to me on Instagram just a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, said, "Hey, are you still interested in my Forsberg?" I said, yeah. He said, "Well, you can have it for such and such." And, we went back and forth. We made a deal and I got the card. So, it's this high up on my list because it's my nicest Forsberg card. I have 3 or 4 really nice Forsberg cards. And he's a player that I never really looked at to acquire cards. I got a buddy, Kevin, who collects Forsberg. So all my Forsbergs would always go to him. But now I'm looking to, build out a small collection of him. By small, like 10 cards max type of thing. Maybe add one a year, one every 2 years sort of thing. But I just love the looks of this. It's my first card from this insert set that I think debuted in the Cup this year, which was 2019. The last time we've seen the Cup. We'll see it again, hopefully within the next few weeks. But Peter Forsberg on-card auto patch acquired post-Expo comes in at number 14. Card number 13 is another Sidney Crosby auto patch from SP Authentic. This is a limited SP Authentic limited auto patch, on-card auto, 3-color patch, and this one is numbered out of 10. This is numbered 10 of 10. I don't know if you can see it right there above my finger, but card number 10 of 10 right there. And I just love the looks of this particular year of the SP Authentic limited auto patches. I love you got basically the full body shot there, just missing his skates, on-card auto. Nice gold foil accent around the patch window, the Penguins logo, the SP Authentic logo, the number, and of course the name of the card right there. I really, really like the looks of this one. And it's out of 10. The card I showed earlier, from Ultimate was out of 5, but I just like the aesthetics of this one better. And that one is coming in at number, oh crap, what did I say? 14? We'll go with it. 14. Card number 13. Oh, did I tell you where I got this? Yes, I bought this card at the National, out of a booth at the National this year in Atlantic City. All right. And I bought it on like the first day. I'm sure that would have got scooped up. The next card number 13, is this one right here. My Patrick Waugh SP Authentic limited auto patch. So basically the same set as this one, just from a different year. The Crosby is 2016 and the Patrick Waugh is from 2014. The thing about this card is that, first of all, Patrick Waugh is, one of the all-time best goalies in the NHL. To me, it's between him, Martin Brodeur, and Dominic Hasek as your top 3. You could go back and say Dryden and Sawchuk and all those guys, but, just keeping kind of more modern. He's a top 3 modern all-time goalie. Oftentimes with Patrick Waugh's auto patches, you'll get one of these Frankenstein cards. Well, he'll be pictured as a Montreal Canadian, but the patch will be from the Colorado Avalanche. Now, while I don't mind those because it's still a pretty cool card, and I have a few of them, This is really special. Number one, you got a nice symmetrical 3-color patch with some angle to it, the on-card autograph, the full body shot, the beautiful SP Authentic design. Absolutely love this card. I acquired this card at the expo last month from my new buddy, Dan Van Mash. Well, that's not his exact last name, but that's his brand on Instagram, at least Van Mash Cards on Instagram. Got this from him in a pretty big deal. I got another card that's from in that deal that's going to come in really high up on this list. There we have card number 13. Yeah, awesome. Awesome card. All right. Before we go to card number 12, I'm going to have a look at some of your comments, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining me as I recap my favorite pickups of 2022. Nick Martelli says, Teemu Selanne, the best Jet and Anaheim Duck. I got to agree with that. Says his rookie record will never be broken. Teemu Selanne has the record for most goals by a rookie at 76. I mean, getting 50 nowadays by anybody is a big deal. Austin Matthews had 60 goals last season for the first time any player had 60 goals in, like, I don't know, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but like 15, 20 years. Pretty crazy. Grizzly Silver says Teemu Selanne with 1,457 career points, just over a point a game. What a player. What a player. What a guy. What an ambassador. Just a great guy. Nick Martelli, talk about a beast. If only he didn't have all those injuries. Yeah, no doubt. Skill and tough on the puck. Some of these cards, I need a defibrillator. Holy moly. Cards, hockey cards up. SP Authentic patch autos are almost always nice. I agree. Almost always. Like, almost always. Rich says SP Authentic limited auto patch is one of the best. Love the smaller patches, which allows for a better action shot. Yes, I love the full body shot. And hockey card says Ray's playoff save percentage goes up every round he played. True fact. And a Facebook user, please put your name in so we know who you are. Stamkos Novi got to 60 a few times, so it hasn't quite been 20 years. Okay, card number 12. Card number 12 is a card that when I saw this for the first time, I didn't even know it existed. I'm just going to show it. Didn't even know this card existed when I saw it. This card I found at the Calgary card show, a local card show, a one-day show, happens once or twice a year. Put on by my buddy Darren, who has Maple Leaf Sports here in Calgary. He put this on. This was actually at his booth, and he was selling it kind of on consignment, or he had it for his buddy Art Ma, hobby legend, been around for a long time. This was his card. And so what I like about this card, number one, it's a Connor McDavid auto patch. I believe the patch is game used. It's from 2017. Memorabilia, game used memorabilia. So it's game used on card auto, numbered out of 25. But this is also an exquisite rookie tribute card back to Kevin Durant's rookie year. I don't know what year that was. 2000 and what was that? 2009 or 10, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But I love the exquisite brand in hockey. It doesn't come out as its own product. It's always seeded into other products, but I think it's so cool. And I know that, basketball collectors are going to, if and when they come to hockey, and they have come, they're going to look at exquisite, and as they should. It's beautiful. It was an Upper Deck product. Really, the cup was meant to be hockey's version of exquisite. So we are like double lucky in hockey that we get the cup cards. We also get exquisite cards, whereas in basketball, you get neither of them now, unfortunately. But if Upper Deck still had a license, would they do the cup in basketball? I don't know. Maybe they call it the Larry or something like that instead for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I don't know. But in any event, this is coming in for me at card number 12. Love the card. He does kind of look a little bit funny. Like, look at his face in that, if you can see it. But he's young in there, and I just think it's such a cool card. Card number 12. Card number 11. This might get a little redundant, guys. There's two redundancies to this card. Card number 11. I love this card. I just love this card. Another Connor McDavid auto patch. This is 2016 SP Authentic limited auto patch. You might recognize it. Looks familiar because it goes really well with the Crosby. They pair up beautifully. They're both out of 10. These cards are usually out of 100. Like the common players are out of 100. And then you'll get a few short prints, maybe out of 50, out of 25, and out of 10. These are both the Crosby and the McDavid are both out of 10. But it's a second-year card. It's a game-used jersey, game-used patch, on-card auto. Look at the action shot. Beautiful aesthetics. Nice gold accents again. Got this card at the Edmonton Expo. Bought it for, I think I bought it just for cash, I think, from my buddy Darcy. No, this was a trade. This was a big trade we did, actually, if I recall. I just love it. Like, these two cards together are, these are the two, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid. Ovechkin comes in, of course, with Sidney Crosby. But to me, this is such an awesome pair. They just look so good. And when I picked up the Crosby at the National this year, and I picked up the McDavid a few months earlier, I didn't even realize that they would pair up so nicely, that they were from the same year, until I had them in hand. So there we go. Connor McDavid coming in at card number 12. Maybe 11 by now. I've kind of lost track what number we're at. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was card number 10. That was card number 10. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's move on to card number 9. Card number 9. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to do some comments here really quickly. Silver Bull says, hockey is your main sport, I take it. Yes. Yes, it is. Says, I enjoy all sports. Really great cards. Thank you, Silver Bull. I collect all the sports too. Hockey is certainly number 1, followed by basketball, and then baseball, then football. 0708 for the KD tribute. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Silver Bull says, I'm curious. I noticed most of these cards are not graded. Do you plan on getting any of them graded? Silver Bull, right now I'm not. I will get them graded once Tag Grading is able to grade thicker cards, but I will only get them graded by Tag. And when I do that, when they're able to, maybe I'll grade them at that point, but not really top of mind at this point in time. Card number 10. Speaking of Alexander Ovechkin, card number 10. I mean, come on. Look at those patches. This is a O-Pee-Chee Premier from 2009. Remnants. O-Pee-Chee Premier Remnants. There's several parallels of these cards, but this is the rarest parallel. This card is numbered out of 5. The serial number is just right above my finger there, right? Sort of hard to see, but trust me when I tell you, it's numbered 2 of 5. On-card autograph, 4 patches, all of them, 3 colors on 3 of them, and then a 2 color looks like a bit of the Reebok patch in the 2. The windows say 2004. That's his draft year. He was drafted first overall in 2004. And I don't have a lot of Ovechkin in my collection, never mind auto patches. So this card, I acquired this at the National in Atlantic City this year. I got this from, oh gosh, what's his name on Instagram? Wardle? Not the Wharf. It'll come to me. But a guy who does story sales quite a bit, always has bangers of cards. Anyway, I bought this from him at the National, and I love it. Such a sweet card. These O-Pee-Chee Remnants I have a few other O-Pee-Chee Premier Remnants in my collection, but this one probably takes the cake. That was card number, I think 9. I think card number 9. Let me make sure. I know I can't remember where I'm at here. Yeah, that was card number 9. We're going to go on to card number 8. Before we do, Albert Jones, your top card is maybe not Albert Jones. I may know Darcy if he is a whale. Darcy is in British Columbia. I don't know if he's a whale or not. Hockey cards. I love the second-year McDavid. Almost a perfect card. If it was a rookie year, perfect. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, no, I hear you. If it was a rookie year, perfect. But his rookie year, SP Authentic Future Watch Auto Patch, which would be the 1 year before. I mean, there's one up right now on eBay. It's already at like $10,000. That was a lot less. So you're getting all the same attributes. It's just a year newer. And it's even maybe nicer than his actual rookie year equivalent. So not sure. But Alex, oh boy, Ovi. Yeah, no doubt. Nick Martelli, shaking my head. Oh boy. Thank you, Mitch. War Chief. Exactly who I was thinking of. That's who I got the Ovechkin from. War Chief. Thank you, Mitch. Not Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Facebook user knew I was talking about War Chief as well. All right. Card number 9. Card number 8. Card number 8. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted this up. I love the card. This might have been my most liked post of the year. Steve Yzerman, Upper Deck the Cup, rookie patch auto tribute. Obviously not a true rookie patch auto. That would have been from 1984. We didn't have rookie patch autos back then. But as I mentioned in the honorable mentions with my Brett Hall card from the same set, these tributes kind of, they marry those players of the 80s. That, you know, I grew up in the 80s putting together sets of O-Pee-Chee hockey every year. I was doing Topps baseball as well, but I remember doing the hockey very clearly, sorting them out on my bedroom floor. And it's the Steve Yzerman rookie. The very first year I went into a fantasy hockey pool was his rookie year. And we actually did a mid-season, I think I was in grade 8. We did a mid-season draft. There was only 3 of us in the draft, but my buddy won. He won the right to pick the first player. He took Yzerman. I got Pat LaFontaine. Not a bad second overall pick for a mid-year pickup when you knew that these guys were going to be something. In any event, this card really marries the current hobby to me back to those days. And I always wondered when the Cup first came out, what would it be like to have a Gretzky Cup rookie patch auto or an Yzerman or a Lemieux, any of these guys. And then Upper Deck made them. They're not rookies, of course, but they're like the next best thing. They're still really cool. I love this card. I love the patch. I love the on-card auto, the design. It's out of 10. Love this card. I got this at the local Calgary show a few months ago from a guy on Instagram. Drillers Inc. actually had bought this at the show and then sold it to me right away. He showed it to me and he picked up 2 of these off the same guy, somehow had 2 of them. And then I said, well, I'll buy one of them for more than what his sticker price was. And he sold me the card very graciously. And this is card number 8 on the year for me as far as favorites. All right. Yeah, I see someone. Oh, there we go. It's Kevin, it's so funny because Kevin actually is a big Yzerman collector. And when I bought this card, I said, before I posted it, I sent him a direct message. I said, listen, I picked up a card. If you don't already have it, it's going to might make you jealous. You might want this card. And I'm just want to reach out to you before I put it out there. I want to warn you, and it's not available, but I just want to warn you that I picked up this card. So before you see it on my Instagram, you're going to know. I just wanted to soften the blow because some people, like, if you don't have this card, that's a card that any Yzerman collector is going to want to have very badly because it's so cool. And I felt bad that I felt bad that, I got the card. If he doesn't have it, he's going to want it. And I don't want to look at my Instagram. So I reached out and I just let him know, hey, here's what I'm going to show this on my Instagram. And I just want you to know before you see it. So he appreciated it. We're pals. And anyway, it's definitely comes in as card number 8 for me on the year. And good to see you, Kevin. If you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, click the big blue button. It'll show your name. Nick Martelli, one of the best captains of all time. Steve Yzerman, no doubt about it. Chad Shipper, love the Stevie Y. One of the best autographs out there. I agree. Jason Pringle says that Yzerman is my favorite for sure. Thank you, Jeff McMahon. Nick Martelli says a red Stevie Y jersey will forever be one of my favorite. Yeah, he's just a great hockey all-timer, no doubt about it. Triple V, thank you very much. Thankful to be picking up cards at a more reasonable price this year minus the tough vintage, no doubt about that. Loud Collector, Stevie Y, Ottawa local legend. We have a rink, number 2 at our local rec complex named after him. You'd think Ottawa would do more for that handsome man. Great card. Thank you so much. Albert Jones says to Kevin, just go watch on YouTube. Yeah, that'll work too. Justin Vick, you are so polite. Jeremy, I would have said in your face. I couldn't do it. I mean, Kevin and I have had a lot of back and forths over the last several months, maybe year. And, you don't want to, I don't want to do that. One day, he says, I will hunt one down. And I did appreciate the heads up. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to card number 7. I think I'm going to show 6 and 7 together. They are a pair for me. And I was very excited when I got one of them and I showed it off on Instagram. And I actually sort of teased it. I was like, there's a card I want so badly. It's ending tomorrow. I have to win it. If I don't, I'm going to be heartbroken. I won the card. I put in one of those like mega bids, astro bids, where you kind of bid like 3 times what you think the card is worth just because you have to have it. And that will be the top card here, which would be, I would guess. So I've got here 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got number 6 and 7 here. Here's card number 7, Mario Lemieux. And here's card number 6, Wayne Gretzky. So these cards are not worth as much as some of these other ones that I've shown, but I love them. Like these cards give me butterflies in my stomach when I look at them. Listen, if you're watching this right now, I hope you can understand that. If you're watching this and you're not a hobbyist and you're like, this guy is so crazy, like how could you get butterflies in your stomach from looking at these cards? Well, I'm sure out of the 85 people watching right now, some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. At least I hope you do. I know many of you do. But these cards, gosh, I love these cards. And I've been looking on eBay for more cards from the set. There's like nothing else out there. I've never seen another copy of either of these. Maybe I've seen one other copy of the Gretzky, but in any event, I don't have any other really cards from this set that I'm aware of that are from maybe other inserts, but I just love them. So anyway, you got all-star pictures with all-star jerseys, all-star memorabilia pieces that match the jerseys. You can actually see the star. Look at Mario Lemieux's jersey. You see those stars on the all-star jersey. Well, that's one of them right there. Gretzky. You see the NHL shield on his sleeve, on his chest. Well, that's a piece from that right there. These are both numbered out of 10. You'll notice they're in one touches. Every other card I've shown you is in a top loader unless it's graded. I keep my cards in top loaders. This just takes up less space. They're lighter, all that. But I keep these in one touches because they actually sit behind me on that shelf because I love looking at them every day. So this one picked up on eBay, as I mentioned. This card, as I mentioned on the last show on Sports Cards Live earlier with Raymond Li, I was talking about how when you buy a collection of cards, you know, if you're a dealer, you set up at shows, you buy a collection. One of the best parts is going through that collection and finding a few pieces that are going to end up in your personal collection, like getting high on your own supply, as I said. Well, this is one of those cards. I bought a collection, several hundred cards. This was one of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that card is amazing. I have to keep it and I have to pair it with the Gretzky. And now these two cards live together forever. Like if I ever sell them in 25 years, I wouldn't want to ever break them up. So cards number, I believe, 6 and 7 on the year for me as far as my favorite. And, you know, the last several cards I've shown you are probably worth a lot more than those two, but I don't care. I like these more. All right, we are coming up to the top 5 cards of the year for me. Before we do, back to you guys for a few minutes. Mitch says, sometimes I feel bad picking up rare cards when there are definitely collectors that want it more than me. Yeah, I think that's fair. Wanting it more is one thing, but and I think it's okay that we still pick up cards that other people might want more than we do. You know, like if you find the card, you acquire it. That's the way it works. Like you acquire it, you love it. It's okay that someone likes it more. Hopefully you're just not taunting them with it. That would, I think, would be rude. Al says, great to see that you're finding some outstanding cards at the local show. Yes, Al, I've found a few for sure. Silver Bull says, I've done that and it backfired. I wonder how that backfires. I think when you show someone a card like that. Albert Jones, my buddy met Steve Yzerman at the Edmonton airport. He was well-dressed but had a busted hole in his shoe. Interesting comment. Thank you for that, Albert Jones. Rich says, Astro bids, I like it. And dang, love those old school all-star jerseys. No doubt. Same here, man. Kevin says, other than the Yzerman, these are my 2 favorites you've shown so far. Well, hey, me too. My 2 favorites so far too. Grizzly says, great cards. Mario may be the best pure talented player of all time. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think Connor McDavid's in that discussion now too. Pure talent. I mean, McDavid is so talented. Alex says, I love pairing up cards in my collection, especially Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby rookie year stuff. Yeah, no doubt. Sort of the beauty of the hobby. It is the beauty of the hobby for sure. All right, top 5, guys. Top 5. Card number 5. And let's see. In the top 5, we have 3 hockey, 1 baseball, and 1 basketball card left. And we're going to start off with the basketball card. Here we have a 2009 Upper Deck Exquisite Collection, Michael Jordan, base patch, gold parallel out of 10. Game used patch, which I think is my only game used memorabilia piece of Michael Jordan. It's numbered out of 10. It's graded by Beckett as a 7.5. I picked this up with 2 other cards as well, the LeBron James and the Kobe Bryant. I got the 3 cards in a deal together in a trade at the National with a collector named Justin. He goes on Instagram by 610 Sports Cards. It was the highest value trade of my life. The total value of the trade, there was no money involved, cards going each way. I think we had it like $28,000 US dollars. This being the biggest of the 3. Someone asked me the other day, what's it worth now, or what's that 28K worth now? I have no idea, but it was like basketball. It was all basketball, Jordans, Kobe's, and Shaquille O'Neal's that like went in both directions. So whatever happened to the cards I received, I'm sure happened to the cards I gave. So I'm no worse off by any means. But it doesn't even matter because this card is not going anywhere for a very, very long time. So as we know, basketball had Exquisite, Upper Deck has the Cup. I love the base patch parallels in the Cup. I've got, like, going back to 2005, I have over 300 cards spanning all the years. And these fit right in. This is the same thing. It's just the basketball version. And now I've got 4. I added a Kevin Durant at the Burbank show this year to go with the 3 I got from Justin in Atlantic City. But this is, to me, so he also had the 2003 Exquisite Jordan, which is, a lot earlier than this one, but it's not nearly as nice of a card aesthetically, and he didn't have the other players to go with it. Whereas with the 09s, he had all 3 guys, Kobe, LeBron, and MJ, and I managed to get all 3 of them in one big deal. And I had been eyeing those cards in his showcases for several shows, thinking there's no way I'm going to ever own those cards. Like, his cash price tags were in the 30,000s. It's like, there's no way. But we did a trade. I put out no cash and I got what are 3 of my favorite cards. But this one comes in at number 5 on the year for me. Just love it. Just love it. Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls. All right. That's card number 5. Card number 4. Someone thought this would have been my number 1 card of the year. It's coming in at number 4. Again, remembering these are not my most valuable pickups of the year. They are some of them are, but they are in order of my favorite pickups of the year, not my most valuable. Card number 4. Right there. I love this card. This card is a dual on-card auto, game use patch, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, both 3-color patches, numbered out of 5. There's only 5 of these cards out there. It's one of only 3 times these players have both appeared on a card with an autograph and a patch, and one of those times they are sticker autos, I believe, if I remember correctly. When I saw the card, this I got it. It happened to be locally, but it was via Instagram. The collector just happened to be local. Younger guy goes by, I think it goes by YYC Cards on Instagram. He showed it on his Instagram earlier this year, and I said, hey, I'd love to get that. He said, well, I'll bring it to the Edmonton Expo. He did. He showed it to me. We could not do a deal. I wasn't willing to pay up for it or whatever it was at that time. But I couldn't get it out of my mind. We kept talking. We ended up doing a deal. I went and drove. We met at the bank so that I could give him money for it, and he could deposit it right into his bank account and go buy a car. Not just with I'm sure he had other money too. But this card is coming in for me at number 4 on the year as you could tell by looking, I like collecting Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid, and this card puts them both on a card together. So really enjoy this card. And I also know that one of these, there's 5 of them out there. One of them has damage around the patch window. So, you know, as far as cards that don't have damage, this is card number. There's only 4 of these that kind of look like this, or they're in good condition. And I don't know what the patches are like on the others, but this could have easily been my number 1 pickup of the year. Could have easily been, but it's coming in tonight, at least at card number 4. All right, I'm going to go back to your comments, guys. We have Matt, the Essential Credentials, in the house. Great to see you, buddy. Thank you for joining. Silver Bowl says that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I don't think anyone's going to argue with you about that. MJ 1 of 10. Justin Vick said that's some holy grail territory. Yes, it is. I definitely agree with you there. Matt says 2 of the greatest of our generation, being Crosby and McDavid. No doubt. Silver Bowl calls it sick. Edition says, damn, that's only number 4. We're about to see some serious heat for the top 3. I hope you do. David Chow, what's going on all the way from Shanghai? To me, the dual auto is one of my top 3 cards in my whole collection, regardless of value. Yeah, it's coming in at number 4 for me right now. Silver Bull says, that's what I was about to say. Hey, there's Kurt. What's going on? Thank you, Kurt. Good to see you. And just for Kurt's sake, so I bought a big collection from Kurt last month, and I kept several cards for myself. None of them made this list. None of them made my top 22. But Kurt, the Patrick Waugh, I love that Patrick Waugh Habs piece I got from you. There's no auto on it for everybody. That almost made it in. That's my favorite card of your whole collection, by the way. Silver Bull says, hey, you all, there's 81 of you in here and only 18 thumbs up. Let's hit a like for these awesome cards so that I can... Oh, 86 cards. Thank you. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. Why not? Silver Bull says, no, Les, I remember you bouncing this off me. Sick snag. Yes, I did call Les about this card. I called a few people about this card because it wasn't cheap, and I wanted to just sort of, get comfortable with the purchase. But sometimes you just gotta buy the card. You just gotta buy the card. Albert Jones, why do you hate this part, Albert? Why do you hate this? You and me both know what my number 1 pickup is this year. I do know, and what an honor it is to be able to place somebody's best pickup of their year into their collection. Like, that's a privilege. So I'm glad we made that work out. Willie T says, great cards. What year is the McDavid Crosby? It is 2018. This is 18-19 Upper Deck the Cup. It's okay, Silver Ball. Oh, video chat picked it up. I got it. Your voice dictating. All right, guys, before we get into the top 3, because you want the duel, I understand. Before we get into the top 3, I'm going to one more time recap everything for everyone who just got here. Honorable mentions. We had these 3 as honorable mentions. Brett Hull, Tribute, Rookie Patch Auto, the Cup. Wayne Gretzky, Ultimate Premium Swatch. I just love this card. And then my Jerry Rice PSA 9 with very nice 2 extra stickers on it. And I got it for a great deal at the Del Mar show this year. Those are the honorable mentions. And I'll very quickly, guys, run through the top 19. We had my Jean Beliveau scripted swatches in at number 22. Number 21 was Sidney Crosby auto patch from Ultimate. Number 20, this was a gift. Dale Howardchuk, emblems of endorsement. Number 19, Connor McDavid, the Cup auto patch out of 8. Number 18, Jerry Rice, Essential Credentials. I love this card. So beautiful. Number 17, I managed to reacquire a Reggie Jackson 69 Topps rookie card that looks a lot better than the 8 I used to have. Next up, the kind of key card for a set. This is a 153 card set, and this would be the most important card in the set. I'm glad I was able to track down one of these. Only 15 exist. I'd only ever seen one other ever, and for all I know, it was the same card. So really hard card. Next up was my Teemu Selanne 1 of 1 Upper Deck Premier with a sick game used patch on it. And number 14, what is the nicest Peter Forsberg card in my collection from the Cup. Number 13, probably my favorite Patrick Waugh card in my collection. On-card auto patch, both Montreal Canadiens, the uniform and the patch. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 12, Connor McDavid, 07 exquisite tribute, basketball tribute RPA. Next up, Sidney Crosby, limited auto patch out of 10. Connor McDavid, limited auto patch out of 10. I might be getting a couple of these mixed up right now in terms of the order that I originally showed them, but that's okay. I love second year, love this card. Number 9, Alexander Ovechkin, O-Pee-Chee Premier Remnants, on-card auto, game used patches, 4 of them, numbered out of 5. Card number 8. I should have made that number 8 because he wears number 8. But in number 8 is the Steve Yzerman Cup Tribute RPA. Cards number 6 and 7. This beautiful pairing right here. 2 of my all-time favorite cards that I've ever bought. Number 5 was that Michael Jordan. Number 4, the duel that I just showed. And now we are into our top 3. I mean, listen, these order, as I said earlier, guys, when I went through these, I went through these and pulled these out like yesterday or the day before, and I ordered them. And then today I changed the order. I could change the order in an hour from now. You just have to understand that. Hockey Cards Up. I don't think you know what number 1 is. What's up, Mark Santucci? Thank you for checking in. Good to see you. Hockey Cards Up. I'm sure. Well, maybe you do know because you sort of cheated. That's the only way I think you would know. And I don't mean cheated, but if you know what I mean. We'll get there soon. We'll get there soon. Address incoming. Kevin, address incoming. Nice. Matt says, love the Stevie Y. That tribute set is my favorite, but I'm a little biased. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, card number 3. Card number 3. A true grail. 0506, Upper Deck, the Cup, Wayne Gretzky, honorable numbers. Only 9 of these made. Only 9 of these out there. A card I never thought I would own. I mean, maybe back in 06, 07, 08. For all I remember, maybe I had one of these back. I don't think I've ever owned this card. But this is from the first year of the Cup. It's an on-card autograph. Autograph is still perfect. 2 game-used patches. It seems to be a continuous patch under there. You can see the thread kind of going right through there. But at least we have a 3 color on one color on the other. But this is just a really, really important card because it's the first year of the Cup. And there's only 9 of them. In the next year, they did a Wayne Gretzky honorable numbers the next year, but they made 99 of them. So this is coming in at number 3 for me this year. And it's maybe top 5 most expensive in this whole list. But it's definitely, the next card isn't worth as much. The last card might be. But in any event, this is a grail pickup. Like, it's a big pickup. I was so I got this at the expo. This came from Van Mash. We did a big cash trade deal. He got a stack of cash from me and 1 card, and I got this. I got 7 cards from him, this being the key card in the deal. That Patrick Waugh limited auto patch was another one, but this is a card that, like, I made him an offer on I think Saturday of the expo, and he didn't hate the offer, but he was like, So the next day I went back. I'm like, okay, it's still there. Thank God the card's still in the showcase. And we just kind of expanded the offer. I pulled more cards of his out. He pulled another card of mine out, however it worked. And I got it. Card number 3 on the year for me. Wayne Gretzky, honorable numbers out of 9 from the very first year of the Cup. All right. Card number 2. And before we do that, let's just quickly see here. Yeah, I kind of knew that that some people would be calling that as number 1. And I'm seeing that. It will be electrifying, says Terry. Silver Bull gets it. Mitch just fell out of his chair. Mitch knows about the card. Yep, you thought that was number 1. Rich thought it was going to be number 1. No doubt. Yep, Calvin thought as well. Thought the Gretzky would be number 1. Hockey Card says, I love how game worn it is. The first year, the cup out of 99. Yes, killer patch for sure. Brendan Ryan says, will any of these make it into yeah, they'll all make it into tag slabs eventually. I've been asked a few times already, Brendan, tonight, whether or not, because these cards are for the most part ungraded, except for the graded ones. I've been asked a couple times already, will these get graded? They will once tag is able to grade thick cards. I will only get my cards graded by tag here moving forward. So Justin Vick says, if you had an opportunity to buy another of those out of 9 honorable numbers, would you buy it? Oh, that's a great question, Justin. I mean, if I had the chance, I probably would, just because I know how important the card is. But then I'd probably sell or trade away whichever one I like least, whichever one has the lesser patches. I don't know that I can afford to hold 2 of those cards. I'd probably move one. Albert Jones thinks that the number 1 card is a Griffey or a Shaq. Wrong and wrong. And Mitch says, is the number 1 the one I was going to bid you up on? Well, I'll show you number 2. Number 1, no one's expecting number 1. Well, maybe one person is. Here's card number 2. This is also a Gretzky card from 05-06, the Cup. This is also short. It's only out of 10. So why do I like this card better than this card? I mean, this card doesn't have an auto. This card does. This card has 2 bigger patches. This has 1 small patch. But here's why. I'm like in love with the Cup base patch parallels, right? Here's the basketball equivalent from Exquisite, the Jordan. These two cards make an unbelievable pairing right there. You've got the 2, I don't know. They just make an unbelievable pairing. I can go on for an hour about that. But this card, as I said earlier, I collect the Cup base patch parallels out of 10. Now they switched them to being out of 8 several years ago. So they've been making them since 2005-06. I've got over 300 cards from these sets over the years. And this, out of all the ones they've ever made, this is the number 1 most important one because it's Wayne Gretzky, because it's an Edmonton card, and because it's got Oiler game used patch 3 color with even some jersey in there. You can see a bit of the mesh. So it's not a 4th color, but it's like a 3 color, jersey and patch. Another card I just think I never thought I'd get. I knew where one of them was. Didn't think I'd ever be able to get it. And, the guy doesn't really respond to me. Luckily, this card showed up on eBay earlier this year. And it was one of those cards where I was like, okay, I am buying that card. Right now, there are 99 people watching. I just call that out because this is a card at number 99. I was like, I have to buy that card. I'm going to put in a bid that is like triple what I would have offered the other guy for his. I just have to lock it down. You don't get chances very often to buy these cards. So I bought it and I got it on eBay. And I was like, oh, this is it's just a top card for me. It's just a top card in my whole collection. And yeah, to me, this card is like, I like it better than I like this card. I like it better than I like this card. Again, it's not just, better than this. I love it. I just love the fact that I got it. I love that the reason why I collect the base patch parallels, guys, is because I grew up collecting base sets, in the 80s into the 90s. When Upper Deck came out with the Cup in 2005, the base set was out of, each card was serially numbered out of 249. And I thought about building that set, but then I realized there are these parallel sets. And let me just take Mitch's comment off there for a sec. There are these parallel sets and they have game used patches, and I love game used patches. So I'm not going to go for the base set. I'm going to go for the parallel set out of 10. And I started collecting them, and I started collecting them from all the years. And so this is just like out of my 311 I have or something, this is the best one. And it's coming in at number 2 for me on the year. But I do reserve the right to change this order by the hour, before we get to number 1. Nick Martelli says, unreal. So what's on the radar to dethrone some of these? Well, there are 3 other cards I picked up this year that aren't in the list because they're sitting in my PWCC vault, and I'll share them later, but all 3 of those should have made this list as well, but I just don't have them in hand. So I'm probably going to use them for next year's list. Baseball Card Curmudgeon says, number 1 is a Patrick Waugh, I think you're saying. No, it is not. David Chow says, Justin, Jeremy can sell me the honorable number of Gretzky's if he gets another one. Yeah, David, I know you'd want one for sure. Hobby Champ says, found my first card in a tag slab I'm interested in purchasing, $400 plus card. Well, if when you buy that Hobby Champs, I can just tell you, you will love it in hand. I have one of my tag slabs right here, my Connor McDavid employee PMG, and it's even in a plastic holder. Tag slabs are just so beautiful. Like this plastic, it's just like it's like they're floating in crystal. Like they're just gorgeous. I don't just invest and go work for a company because I think it's gonna, I don't like it. Like I love this. Gosh, that's beautiful. Anyway, it's not of this year's pickup though, but I happen to have it on my desk. Nick Martelli. So what's on the radar to dethrone? We did that one. How is that number not number one, says Brendan. I know. Well, number one, I'll explain it when we get there. Mitch says, I vow to one day be card brothers with you on that one. I need it so bad. I don't blame you. Kevin, Oilers game used plus 0506 cup base patch equals nicer for me too. Yeah, we're in the same boat there. The 1 of 9 fraternity. Mitch, how are you doing, bro? Oh, yeah, I love when you guys talk to each other. Yeah, that card wouldn't sit for long. No, it would not. Number one has to be Marc-Andre Fleury. No, you're laughing. And you say it's a McDavid. It is not a McDavid. Silver Bull says, I'm getting some cards graded by tag because of you specifically. My 2017 Patrick Mahomes Panini Prism Target exclusive pink refractor rookie. Awesome, Silver Bull. Glad to hear it. I know you're going to love it. So, awesome. Can't wait. Let me know how much you love it. Is number one a card you got from Atlantic City where I met you? No, it is not. And Nick goes on to say, best slab you showed me some at the trade night at the Toronto Expo, real game changer. Yes, I believe so. All right, you guys want to see card number one? Card number one, I'm not going to show it right away, but card number one, you guys will figure this out. One person guessed it, and I did not bring the comment up on the screen. And the reason why I was saying that you could have cheated is because I did show this on my Twitter a couple days ago. Someone said favorite card of 2022, and I showed it. But this card, so don't go looking. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. This card has been at the top of my want list for my vintage collection, vintage Hall of Famers, for 14 years. I've been looking for this card for 14 years. Of course, I could have bought it. This is not a rare card by any means. I could have bought it several times, but it comes down to the right card in the right holder at the right price at the right time. And I almost bought this card in a better or a higher PSA grade in 2008, I think it was. And I just was the underbidder. I ducked out, got too expensive for me. I wish I bought it because I paid more than double for this in lower grade. But I bought this card at the Burbank card show this year in Burbank, California. I'm just going to show it now. My Willie Mays 1951 Bowman rookie card. I've said it before tonight. I'm going to say it again. I love this card. I love this card so much. I looked at so many of these over the years trying to find the right one for me, and it happened to be sitting in a showcase at the Burbank card show this year. Wasn't expecting it to be there. I had luckily had a bunch of ComC credit from some sales I did on there, and I was able to convert a chunk of that into this card. So I collect Hall of Fame rookies, all 4 sports. And this was the top of my list, for the longest time. And I wanted one badly. And I was already at the point where, gosh, they're getting so expensive. And in the grade I want, they're all so off-centered, usually shifted that way on the card. And I'd rather not have to buy an off-centered one that badly, but I will. Maybe I'll pick up a PSA 3 or a 4 way off-centered. Didn't want to, but I was kind of getting to that point, but I was in no rush because this is a card you can buy this anytime. It's not a rare card, but it's a card that, for me, with vintage cards, I want the right copy for me. And I think that's going to be different for everybody. If you collect vintage, you're thinking about collecting vintage. The beauty about vintage is you don't have to rush to go pick up the cards. You'll always be able to find a Gretzky rookie, a Mantle rookie, a Willie Mays rookie, a Wilt Chamberlain. The list goes on and on. You're always going to be able to find these, but this is one that eluded me. I really, really, really wanted it, and I found it, and it was everything, the stars were aligned, and I was able to procure it at that Burbank show. And this, to me, is my number one pickup of the year. It's not going to, I don't think that I've said I could easily shake up the order of my top 22. I don't think that this will ever come out of being be removed from being number one. I can see the numbers 2 through 10 being shuffled, but I think this will always be my number one pickup. A couple things about this card I'll let you guys know if you're ever interested in picking up a Willie Mays rookie. There's a few common defects on this card to watch for. Of course, centering is, a lot of copies of this are off-centered. Corners, edges, of course, but from a print perspective, you often will see these print lines that come right down it, like right through it, right there, or like right there, sometimes through his face, and they'll go from top to bottom. That's not a card I want. I don't want a card that has that. So you'll see that on PSA 6s, and 5s and 4s, but I did not want to have a copy that had one of those print lines all the way through it. And some are more obvious than others. So be careful. Look for that print line. If you go looking online right now, you'll see a bunch that have it. The other thing that is common with this card are those fisheyes, those little print dot circles, and you'll often see them in the name bar here. If I come up really close, you're going to see that this card, the name bar is not perfect. It does have a little bit of a runoff right there under the E and a little bit of a white blemish in there, but it doesn't have like a circular fisheye, which I didn't want. And I had to, it's a 4, right? It's not a 5 or a 6. So it had to be something that wasn't perfect to get a card with this grade of centering and the edges and the corners. Anyway, this is my card number 1, guys, for the year 2022. I love this card. I think I've said this for almost every card I've shown you tonight. That was number 1. I'm going to go back to comments, and then maybe I'll share with you the 3 cards that I picked up that haven't arrived yet, but I did pick up in the year. One of them is an absolute crazy piece. I'm surprised nobody guessed it because I did talk about buying it. I actually bought it live during an episode one time. So let's go see what you guys are thinking, because I know it's not exactly what you were expecting on the end there, but hey, got to keep you guessing, right? And now next year when I do this, maybe you'll be guessing again. So we will see. We have a yes. We have a baseball comment. We have a smiley face. No, we have the drums. The drums. Yeah, drum roll, please. Thank you, Matt. Registration and color was key too. Very key on the Willie Mays. I have the mantle from the set already in a higher grade that I've had for 15 years. And the Mays pairs so beautifully with it. Thank you, Hockey Cards Up. Silver Bull says, holy smokes. It is baseball. Justin Vick, it is baseball. Matt says, doesn't get any better than that card when it comes to vintage baseball. Incredible card, dude. Thank you so much. Silver Bull, you just blew my mind. Oh, I love this card. Oh, well, I'm going to make a mess. I have to stay kid-friendly here. Thanks, Silver Bull. I love it too. I love it too. Mark says, I never would have guessed Willie Mays. I was thinking Calgary Flames, their top player. No, you'll never see. I don't collect Calgary Flames cards. I really don't. I was collecting some Johnny Gaudreau's and some Matthew Tkachuk's, and all of a sudden, poof, they both go away in the off season. I can't collect current players of my favorite team. They don't stay on your team long enough these days. It's too rare, just too rare. What's up, Ped's Card Collection? Welcome to the show. Nick says, holy, I'm taking notes from my own collection. I've always collected goats, but holy smokes. Colin Murray, who knows his vintage. It's a rare card like that. That's the beauty of it. Way to go. Thank you so much, my friend. Silver Bull says, hey, is this one of your biggest cards in the last 10 years then? Yeah, for sure it is. Like in terms of value, yeah, definitely. Mitch wants to know, as a whole, do you like 51 Bowman more than 52 Tops? Oh, gosh, that's such a hard question for me, Mitch, because I don't have any 52 Tops cards. 52 Tops, I really like, of course, the Mantle's a beauty. The Jackie's a beauty. The Willie Mays is not that pretty of a card. Like, it's a cool card, don't get me wrong, but it's got that purple, weird kind of purple background. It's not the prettiest picture of him. I don't know. Maybe I like 51 Bowman more. It's grown on me. I've owned my Mantle for so long. I think I do like 51 Bowman more. My mantle is a PSA 6. Brendan Ryan, sure it isn't rubber band marks. What isn't rubber band marks? Oh, on the vertical. Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Justin Vick says, I remember that Jerry Rice card you bought live. I thought that would have been on. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, Justin. I don't have the card in hand yet. I'm going to get it in hand at the Burbank show. PWCC will bring it to me at the Burbank show. Skeppy knew it was a top 3. Yeah, you called it. You called it. Jason Pringle says, man, that was some listed top 22 cards. Thank you very much for showing. Still think Eiserman should be number 1, but that Maze, beauty for sure. Thank you, Albert. Appreciate that. Thank you, Rich. Loud, do you have any Tiffany Topps rookie cards? I don't anymore. I had the Barry Bonds and I had the Bo Jackson as well. I sold those off several years ago. Unfortunately, I regret it. I bought when I found out I was having my first kid, I had to buy a house, and I sold some cards to buy the house I'm in right now. So, yeah, that's that. Silver Bull says that Maze looks really, really good. As for a 4, as far as I've seen, some very off. Yeah, I looked through so many off-centered 4s too. Just couldn't do it. 53. Oh, Skeppy, the 53 Topps Willie Mays is probably my favorite vintage sports card of all time. Never owned a copy of it, but boy, if anyone watching, listening right now has not seen the 53 Topps Willie Mays, go do a Google search or go to eBay, go somewhere and look for a picture of that card. It is the most beautiful vintage card ever made, in my opinion. Essential Credentials, Matt. Thank you so much, Matt. Always good to see you, buddy. Family first, cards second. Yeah, and most of the time. Most of the time. I'm kidding, of course, all the time. So Pet's card collection asks a great question. Any T206 Cubs? No, but now that I have my Willie Mays, it's like, what's next on my list? So the 2 cards now that sit atop my vintage sports card want list, and there's really 4 of them. So 2 of them are baseball, 1 football, 1 basketball. I've basically got all the hockey cards I want, or that I've coveted. So the T206 Ty Cobb is on that list. That's one of my top 2 most desired baseball cards right now. And listen, there's 2 versions. Well, I think there's 3 or 4 versions, but I would prefer a portrait. So either the red or the green background. The green background is sells for more than the red. I'll take the red. That will be more than good enough for me. Still a very valuable card, and I think it's more beautiful than the green, so it makes sense. The other one is a 33 Gowdy Lou Gehrig. I really want that card. His 34 is maybe even nicer, but the 33, I just love that image. I love it. So that's probably higher up than the Ty Cobb for me, the Lou Gehrig is. And then I want to pick up eventually a George Mikan. What is that? 48 Bowman, is it? I don't know if it's Bowman or Leaf. I can't remember. The 48 Mikan, and then the his name is what's his name? The football card. I can't think of his name right now. Not Newt Rockney, but someone remind me. What's that? What's his name? How much can I really want if I don't remember his name? But it's an iconic card. And someone put it in there, please. Put it in there for me. Colin, somebody. Thank you. Bronco Nagurski. That's exactly the card, the other one that I want. I've wanted that card for 30 years, and it kind of fell off my list, but I'm a hobbyist. I'm a hobby. Like, to me, the cards are history, and Nagurski is not a player I'm very familiar with, but it's a card I'm very familiar with, and it's definitely something I would like to add. Auto Graham would be nice too, Mark Santucci. I don't have an Auto Graham. That would probably be the next football card. I have a Jim Brown. I've got a beautiful Jim Brown rookie. I've had it for a long time. I absolutely love it. But T-Dot loves Nagurski. Got to learn how to spell him if you love him, T-Dot. It's okay. And Facebook user, great cards, some big cards. You got my biggest pickup this year was the 51 winning goal Barilko, Colin Smith. Yeah, that's a great card too, Colin, the 51 Barilko winning goal from the Parker set. And Matt says, did want to mention I grabbed a Fleury Premier 15-16 prime material pad out of 25 because you bought the setup. Thanks a bunch. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. All right. That's it, guys. That is my top 25 pickups for top 22 with three honorable mentions. And I think we'll save the ones that haven't landed for next year because I don't have them yet. Yes, I paid for them, but I don't have them yet. So I don't really consider them 2022 pickups. They were like layaway. So we'll get to them next year. But I think unless you guys want to talk about anything else, I can hang tight. I can hang tight for a bit. You have any questions, comments, thoughts, your favorites, please feel free to share them. I'll sit here for a few more minutes and stay live and look at some of your comments here. Matt says, happy holidays to everyone in the chat. Have a good one. Yes, thank you, Matt. Same to you. Alexander says, how was your spending and pickups this year versus in year past? That's a good question. I don't know compared to years past, but my spending was healthy. I can tell you that. I move cards too. Like I when it's in my PC, it's in my PC. My personal collection does not come to card shows with me. I don't advertise them for sale on any social media platform, but I have other cards that I do use to buy and sell to, help build up a collection. And so I don't even know if how much my net outlay for cash would be this year, but I can tell you it's a lot less than the value you saw here, like a lot less. So I'm not out of pocket nearly as much as these cards are worth. Like not even close. Like maybe I'm out of pocket 5 to 10% of the value of all this stuff compared to kind of what I, trades and moving cards around. Jason, my favorite is the Gretzky auto. Appreciate that. Alex says, finding yourself spending more in the down market. Not necessarily. I mean, I'm always buying. Like I'm always buying cards. I bought a card on eBay today. I think I bought one. I hadn't bought a lot on eBay actually in the last few months, but I picked not today. I picked the one up already 3 days ago. I picked the one up on the 11th. So not a ton, but I'm just always picking up. Thanks, Mitch. Thank you for dropping by. Rich says, thanks for the great show. I actually like the Howard check the best. Something about the black foil mixed with the blue and red on the patches. So elegant, no doubt. Silver Bull says, what's everybody's best pickup of the year? Let's get a few comments in, guys, in the chat. Alex says, the two biggest cards I've ever picked up were both in the second half of 2022, only possible because of the down market. Well, congrats. Like, take advantage, right? Silver Bull's favorite, Sandy Koufax, PSA 7 rookie. Silver Bull, great card. I have the exact same card, just a different copy. Same holder, though. And that's a great card. I love mine as well. Brendan says, do you plan on any LeBron James cards, or is he not on your radar? LeBron is, he's on my radar, but I have the LeBron James cards I think that I need for now. I've got, I don't know how many, maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 LeBron James cards in my collection, and they're all bangers. Like they're all really good cards, and I'm probably good as far as LeBron goes. Al, always good to see you, pal. Thank you for joining. Alex says, a true always buying collector. Love it. Thanks for another wonderful. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm always buying. I go to the local show here once a month. I go to the, it helps to sell cards too, right? Because it just does. Like the Gretzky honorable numbers out of 9. The only reason I bought that card was because I had raised the cash at the expo to go convert it into that card. It's one big monstrous 30-way trade. Like I sold cards to 29 people, had some cash, took that cash and a couple cards, went over to see Dan at Van Mash Cards, and we made a trade. Those other 29 people don't know that they were part of this trade, but they were. That's, it's just one big trade that happens over a few trades along the way. So that's how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This was a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, too. It's always fun to rehash and go through and reminisce on the year. Great year that it was. And look forward to more. And I'll be doing 2 shows on Tuesday, Collectible Live at 5 o'clock Eastern with Ezra Levine from Collectible. He's got some announcements. And then later that night, guys, do you ever use 130 Point? Do you guys ever use the website 130 Point to check comps or anything like that? Well, I never knew anything about that website except that I would use it, but met the founder who runs that at the National in Atlantic City, and he will be coming on the show to talk about it and his hobby experience on Tuesday at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. Nick Martelli, where was it? Nick Martelli says an 04 Roy Halladay patch auto numbered out of 149. That's pretty cool. Congratulations. I'd love to add a Roy Halladay card as well. Darren says loading up on the Threes Company. Got to get that Jack Tripper PSA 10. Yes, I do, to go with the Fonz card for sure. Silver Bull, thank you very much. It was a great show. Good night. Happy. Same to you, Silver Bull. Thank you so much for joining. All right, guys. And with that, I'm going to end this. Thank you for joining again. Really had a good time. Leave a comment, put a thumbs up, subscribe, those things that we say. Hit the notifications bell. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining. We will see you soon.